by Gintare Matuzaite. Gintare is the founder of Amberoot, and she is an avid fighter for ethical and sustainable fashion. She will be speaking on the future of fashion. Thank you. Thank you. Brawa, Gintare. Jeszcze się. This might be needed. Right. So, right. So, my name is Gintare, and I'm a CEO and co-founder of Amberoot. And Amberoot is a beautiful, environmentally friendly, ethical, and transparent multi-brand clothing shop online. And I come from quite analytical background, so I love analyzing things, seeing the connections in the big picture. So that's why we have Amberoot blog, where we talk about the big picture of the fashion industry. And so Klaudia from Fox and Love, yeah, down there, she kindly asked me to give a talk about future of fashion. And I thought in order to talk about the future, we must understand what's present. So, but the thing is that present is really, really gloomy in terms of creative, environmental, and social aspects. And so in my mind, I try to prepare the presentation, and I try to make you all excited about the bright future. But still, the winning feeling of the overall presentation was this gloomy, depressing present. And really, the last thing I would want is to leave you all sad and hopeless. So I thought, what if I present this presentation from the perspective of already being in a bright, beautiful, healthy future? Would that make you more happy and excited? And I thought the answer is yes. So here you go. I'm giving you a presentation from the year 2040. All right? Deal? Yeah. Good. So, and I'll kind of look back as well at the industry of nowadays. So from 1990 to 2020. So if anybody asked me to portray the industry from 1990 to 2020, I would like to create this kind of visual image of that fashion industry. So do you find this little creature cute and kind of innocent and beautiful? Do you? Yes. Huh? You asking or? So, all right, I'm glad you find it cute. And this, do you know what this is? So this is coal and oil, petroleum mixture. Yeah? Okay, so let me show you this visual image. So we take this innocent thing, which is beautiful. Yeah, and I'm sorry. So we just dip it like this. Dip it in this coal and oil and dip it. So here you go. Sorry. So here you go. You have a fashion industry of 1990 to 2020. Super, super heavily soaked in oil and gold. So did you know that about 2/3 of all clothing in this kind of age was from synthetic? Basically oil. So it was the fabrics back then were called polyester, nylon, acrylic. And also, a remaining third of clothing was made from cotton, natural fiber cotton. But did you also know that cotton was also super, super heavily soaked in oil and coal because it was dependent on pesticides. And pesticides are, made from those fossil fuels. And also dyeing and treating of textiles was also made from chemicals from fossil fuels. Do you mind if I drink it? What do you think?
Yes, we mind.
You mind?
I like you.
Oh, that's okay. I will. So, cheers, right? So, I hope you didn't think I'm so foolish to do that. But people from 1990 to 2020, they used to eat and drink plastic. I know. Whether it was in the shape of microfibers washed from our synthetic clothing, or whether it was from the toxic polluted waters from the dyeing industry. So, yeah. I know, like today, with solar panels everywhere, green cities, fresh air, fresh water, it's really hard to believe, how people back then could rely so much on this toxic and non-renewable resources, gold and oil. But we know from history, there's lots of examples of, foolish, foolish behaviors like that until we learn our ways and we change them. So I'm so happy that today, we change our ways and we have zero dependency on coal and oil. Everything is biodegradable and natural ingredients, whether it's fabrics, so fabrics such as made from bacteria, like this lovely fox and the glove dress made from bacteria, right? Bacteria fiber, textile, or from mushroom mycelium, or from seaweed, or agricultural food waste. And also dyeing and treating of textiles is done by natural ingredients as well, which biodegrade and actually not deplete the nature, but they nourish it. So, way different. Also, second kind of aspect of this kind of age from 1990 to 2020 was that the industry was incredibly wasteful. So there was a new collection every 2 weeks, and about 20% of those were never even sold. And those which were sold were usually worn a few times before being thrown away. So, and I know today we take for granted that this designer and brand is responsible for the whole life cycle of the product. So they design it, they rent it or sell it, and then they take the product back, and the product is no longer wanted, and they recycle or compost it. Yeah. And also those ridiculous categorizations of body shapes into small, medium, large, are understandably now gone, because everything is made now personalized to your unique body shape. And everything is made to order by robots or 3D printers in the locations near you. Then also, back then, clothes were made by human beings. So like 85% of them were women, usually very underpaid and abused. Child labor was also quite not uncommon, actually. Yeah. Animal welfare standards, what we take for granted today, that animals deserve the same welfare as we do, back then was largely ignored. We used to take the bodies of the animals and skin them for the leather, and we also used to pluck birds, for their feathers. So for the product so-called down, which we used to fill winter clothing and pillows. And today we have way more equal representation of women and men in the industry. The so-called feminist movements back then, and also societal changes with child rearing did make this happen way more easily. And yeah, but I think the biggest achievement of 2040 and this kind of age which we are in is that the full transparency of the product supply chain. So you can no longer hide, and any kind of abuses and neglects, done through the product production process. Everything is transparent. And the fact that robots do the tedious work, and people just supervise or do the creative work also helps well-being. And not to mention that fashion no longer kills animals, because we have fruit leather, which is biodegradable and vegan, so like pineapple leather, grape leather, mushroom leather, apple leather, or bioengineered leather. So, well, I hope you enjoyed learning about the dark past, and will now even more appreciate the bright, sunny, harmonious times that we have created in 2014. So, thank you.
Gintare for making us looking forward to getting older.
Some good news today.